Hey, what's up, everybody? I started doing this stream OBS thing a couple of years ago, and at some point, I decided to split my audio so that Discord and music would come through at different volumes. And so, at the time that I did it, there was really not a resource to try and set it up or explain how to set it up. At least one that I found helpful. So I'm not an audio expert by any means. This is just what I did to split my audio for my stream and for the computer. So if you find it useful, great. And if you have any questions, I'll try to answer those in the comments. And I hope you guys find this helpful. So to get started, the first thing that we need to do is download VoiceMeeter. I use Banana. There is also a potato version. It's a little bit more advanced. If you're going to use that many channels, you could go for this version. But for the starter video, we're just going to use Banana. And then this comes with 2 audio drivers. So that'll allow you to split your desktop audio and then maybe your game audio, like Discord audio or something. If you also want to play music for your third channel, you need to contribute $5, I think, or you just donate. I think the minimum's $5, and then download an additional audio package, either A or B or C or D, C and D, or both, if you're going to want both. So for this video, I've got the main version installed here, as well as audio A and B, so I can show you guys how to split music if that's the route you want to take. So once VoiceMeeter is installed and any additional audio drivers you'd like, the first thing we need to do is go to our sound control panel. So we're going to right-click down here and click Sound Settings, and then we'll click Sound Control Panel. And so from here, you need to set your default playback device to one of the 2 audio driver packages that were installed. So your default playback should be VoiceMeeter Input, which is VB Audio VoiceMeeter VIO. So you'll right-click that. I'll just show for purposes here. You want to right-click this and click Set it as Default Device. And then you also want it to be your default communications device, which means this is where your core audio is going to come through. This is the new driver we're going to use. Okay, now we got VoiceMeeter Banana up, and it's time to set our channels up so that we can split our audio the way we'd like it. So first and foremost, we want to worry about channel A1, A2, possibly A3. So I have both speakers as well as a headset. So for A1, that's my headset. I've got WDM, that's the driver you'd like to use. Your speakers, Razer Barracuda X, that's my headset. For A2, I've got my soundbar, which is just my high-definition audio device. So what that means is, across all these channels, you'll specify where you want it to go. So right now, I've got all my audio coming through both my headset as well as my speakers. So if I wanted it to just come through my headset, I would turn off A2 because A2 is what I set as my speakers. And so now the audio is only coming through on A1, which is my headset. So the next thing you want to do is come over to your main first channel here on the left. And we want to set this, I think I renamed it to desktop. But that's VoiceMeeter VIO. That's what we set as our default audio in the first sound setting clip. The next thing you want to do is come over to your microphone and then choose your microphone. For me, I clean up my audio a little bit, so I've got a virtual driver set up. But for you, it might just be, Razer Barracuda X or whatever your default, microphone is. Okay, so now that we've got our playback devices set up here, and we've got the channels figured out, the next thing that's probably easiest would be to rename these to what you're going to split them to. So right-click up here at the top, and you can name them whatever you want. This one's my desktop. This one I call Discord. This one is music. We can rename it, whatever. It doesn't have to be Spotify. And then I just set this one to mic. So for mic, we want to left-click here, and then set whatever your default recording device is for your microphone. And so now at this point, we've got desktop set up and then your microphone set up. So now, first thing I'll show you is if you want to split your music, right? So I want my music to come through at a much lower volume. So left click on this one, and we're going to use the other audio cable. So we used VoiceMeeter VIO for this one. For music, we are going to use the other second one that comes with your base VoiceMeeter Banana install, which is VB Audio Virtual Cable, cable output. WDM. So we're going to click that. So the next thing you have to do is set that Windows to recognize that that is now the audio driver to use for your music. So in this case, I'm going to use Spotify just because I have it. But whatever audio program you choose to use, you can do that. So I'm going to open up Spotify and start playing a song. And then we're going to open up our sound settings again so that we can set Windows to use that as the default driver for the music program. So we right click down here, we open up sound settings, and then we scroll down and open up app volume and device preferences. So you scroll down, and this is only going to show up if you have already started playing music. That's why I started playing a song. But the top one here is your playback driver. So we click this one, and we're going to use the same driver that we used over here in VoiceMeeter Banana. So we're using cable output, VB audio virtual cable. So over here, we're going to use the same one. Except for it's going to say input because VoiceMeeter Banana outputs are inputs, inputs are outputs. But pay attention to the driver name. We're switching this to VB audio virtual cable. So then now, when I play my music again, it's not going to be coming through my main audio. It's going to be coming through here, and then you can adjust the slider to make it louder or softer. Now we've got our microphone, our music, and our desktop set up. So if you didn't decide to donate the additional $5 to VoiceMeeter, that's pretty much the end of the setup here. If you wanted to switch music out for Discord instead, you can use the same steps that I'm about to show for Discord. It just won't include the additional driver because I've got the additional driver package for cable A and B. So for Discord, same thing. We want to click up here, and we're going to use the B. I used B. You could use A. I'm not using A, but I used cable B output. That's VB audio cable B. And so then all we have to do is come up over to Discord. And then not input, because input is your microphone, but for output, you're going to use VB audio cable B, cable input. Now you should notice that your music volume, your Discord volume, and your desktop or game audio, all three will come in at different volumes. And then you can adjust these sliders accordingly, to whatever your preferences are. The last step that comes with this is if you want to do this feature in OBS for your stream, because if you're listening to this audio and you have it split this way, it is not going to do the same thing for your stream. So when you go to set this up in OBS, I'll show you guys how to do that next. Okay, so if you want to set this up if you're streaming and you want the same sound levels that you've got for your split audio to come across on your stream, you can do, it's very easy. So you just click settings, and then you go to audio. And so your desktop audio is going to be the same thing you set your desktop audio to in VoiceMeeter Banana, which is VoiceMeeter VAIO. So for your desktop audio, you'll just choose VoiceMeeter input, VB audio, VoiceMeeter VAIO. For your microphone, same thing, just choose your base microphone. You don't have to mess with that. And that's it. So now your main audio, your game audio will come through. And so if you just want to add music, all you have to do is add an audio source. So you're going to hit plus, audio output capture. Okay. And then you're going to go down here and you're going to choose whichever of the two you want to put in or both. So for example, if I wanted to put in my Discord audio because it's at a different volume, because now you got to remember your Discord or your game audio are not coming through for what you've set as your main desktop audio, right? So VB audio VoiceMeeter VAIO, that's just your game audio now. It's not going to have Discord or any music if you split those in VoiceMeeter Banana. So if you want to make sure that you capture your Discord audio, you have to add it to each source. So when we had VoiceMeeter Banana, for Discord, for example, we have cable B output, right? So we want to add cable B output here. Again, outputs are inputs, inputs are outputs, but the driver name VB audio cable B for OBS is cable B input. Click OK. And then now you've got your Discord audio. If you want to add your music audio, same thing. I go to audio output capture. We'll just, so it's not the same thing, we'll just call this music. And then up in VoiceMeeter Banana, our music is cable output, which is VB audio virtual cable. So then we scroll down. Cable input, VB audio virtual cable. So now that we've got our Discord, our desktop, our microphone, and our music, we want to make sure those come through at the same level that we have them split on our computer. So we right click on any of these three dots and click Advanced Audio Properties. And we just want to make sure that these match what we have in VoiceMeeter Banana. So for Discord, we set that up as audio output capture here. That's going to be -9, -9. Your desktop audio is -11. And then your music decibel level for me is -32. So all of those match. So you'll notice now, if I want to play some music, my music is coming through at -32 here, which is the same level it's coming through here. And you'll also notice that it's not coming through on your main desktop audio. It's split just like we wanted it to be. I think one final thing to take note of would be the hertz that you're coming through at. A lot of people have reported static if they're not matching up. So one last thing to do, just click menu up here. We're going to go down to system settings. And then right here, you can change your preferred main sample rate. I set this to 48,000. I think default is 44.1. So you change that to 48,000. And so that means that's the quality of sound that your drivers are going to use. So then you would want to right click here, open sound settings. Sound control panel. And then for all of your playback drivers you're using, you want to right click on them. So we'll start with VoiceMeeter VIO, right click, properties, advanced. And you want to make sure this is set to 48,000 hertz, 24-bit studio quality for all of them. Then that way it matches up. So we did that for this one. We're going to do this for all of our cable inputs. And you'll notice that I've got them all already set to 48,000. See there? And that pretty much brings us to the end of that quick little tutorial. I'm not a sound expert. This is just something I sort of figured out on the fly, and a lot of people asked me how to do it, so I thought I'd set this up to try and help. If you have any questions, post them in the comments, and I'll do my best to help out.